We have breaking news in a controversial custody case that sparked a lot of outrage over the weekend. A judge in Sanilac County awarded custody of an 8-year-old boy to the man who allegedly raped the child's mother when she was just 12 years old. Well, now there is a new twist this afternoon. Let's bring Paula Tutman in. She's been working this story all day. And Paula, you're telling us there's a settlement, I understand.
We just got a call, really not even an hour ago. I do want to say that this man went to jail for sexually assaulting this woman. It was a plea down. Lots of people were outraged. We're talking about the lieutenant governor who actually posted he'll find a remedy on social media, a former state rep who actually pushed through a law that essentially took away automatically rights of those who are convicted of sexual assault from parenting the children that are produced of that. The CEO of Haven actually said this stops this woman's healing. And then this cliffhanger early this morning. Let's take you back to where this began. She's a woman now, but when she was raped, she was a child, just 12 years old. She was held against her will and sexually assaulted and impregnated. Convicted from a plea down deal of third-degree attempted criminal sexual assault and spending only 6 months in jail for the crime, Christopher Mirasolo. When he got out, he actually raped again and was convicted. This time, it was a 14-year-old.
If he would have got the time that he was supposed to, it never would have happened.
It's now 8 years later, and the first known victim has a son. That son has a stepfather, the only father that little boy has ever known. In fact, he never even knew he was a child of rape until a Sanilac County judge, Gregory Ross, granted joint legal custody of the boy to his convicted rapist father last September. The boy's mother, who we are concealing because she is a rape survivor, is horrified.
I have no protection through them at all. He has my address now. He, if he wanted to, he could come to my house if he wanted to. He gets off parole in July of next year, and after that there is not a no contact order anymore. So that will be dropped when he gets off parole. So I have no protection from him at all.
An hour ago, Barbara Yockey, Christopher Mirasolo's attorney, called me and said that early this morning, she and the attorney of the boy's mother reached an agreement. And while she would not say exactly what's in that agreement, I was able to extract the following. Christopher will not pursue a relationship with the child. He says he will not make contact with the mother. And he also says he will continue child support payments.
I spoke to the mother's attorney this morning, and we have privately resolved this. And that is how it should have been handled from the start. What's very frustrating to me is there's a child involved here. This never should have been put out in the public domain.
But the fact of the matter, Karen, is it was put out in the public domain because we have an open court system. And this is something that really is very interesting and important to a lot of people. And there's one more thing I want to quickly unpack. There is a big difference between not pursuing a relationship with a child and not wanting a relationship with a child. And those are two very, very different things. There's supposed to be a hearing a little later this month. I think it's on the 22nd. Still not sure whether or not that hearing is going to take place. And in fact, a call just came in from the mother's attorney. I do want to confirm with her these details. We'll have that today at 6. Karen?
An unbelievable and heartbreaking story. All right, we'll check back with you a little bit later, Paula, on this developing news.